What's up, fam? Welcome to Hope TV. I hope everybody's blessed today, having a great day. Hope you're safe and sane. Hope you're secure and enjoying this beautiful, beautiful day. Hope you're protecting your peace. And I want to thank you for tuning in to the Hope TV today to get a daily dose of hope. You know, we're hope dealers here, and this platform was started really to just empower our community with positive programming that deals with the whole person, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. And we're excited about it. And I want to thank you so very much for being a part of Hope TV. Many of you know we started this platform back in March just as a way of reaching out to our community. And in about 3 months, we've had over 15 million views of our cumulative content through our platforms. We're excited about that. I want to thank those who tuned in today from Apple TV, Roku TV, Twitch, Amazon, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, House of Hope Atlanta app, the E. Dewey Smith Facebook page. However you tuned in, I'm grateful, and I really appreciate you being a part of the Hope TV family today. We're very, very excited about you being a part. And if you're watching through a platform that will allow you to subscribe, to like, to share, or to comment, would you please take a moment and do that right now? It's very, very important. You can help us with our algorithms and help us to get the message out to a lot of other people. So while you're watching, why don't you share that link with about 5 other people right now? Just share that link. Let them know that Hope TV is on the air, and today you tuned in to Single in the City. So keep hitting that like button. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel of the church. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can follow us on all things social media. But while you're watching, if you can hit that like button, and if you can share that link with 5 other people, do it right now. It helps us with our algorithms as we're trying to do all we can to empower our community and even to empower African-American owned businesses. So thank you so very much. You're watching Single in the City today, and this broadcast, our first broadcast was March 24th, and from March 24th up until today, this is one of our most widely viewed programs, about 50,000 views per episode. So we are just amazed and encouraged. So if there's a single, somebody under 40, and even those who are older than 40, they're watching as well. But this is specific geared to those who are under 40. Send that link out. It's going to be a great, great time because this is the latest edition. I'm excited about that. We have 3 incredible women who are going to be sharing today their unique stories. I'm excited to have them with us. One is a native of Mobile, Alabama. She currently lives in Atlanta and has a character and a personality of her own, and we're excited to have her with us today. KEIA Martin. What's up, KEIA? Welcome to Hope TV. Welcome to Single in the City. How are you? Then, of course, we
mother of 3 and HBCU graduate.
All right, mother 3. All right, welcome. Glad to have you. So excited. So, mother 3, HBC. What college did you attend? HBCU.
Spelman.
All right, my Spelman sister now. We'll talk more about it. All right, we're also happy to have with us today. This is a native of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and she's here with us today. She's currently living in Denver, Colorado. She shares the same name as our first guest, KEIA, but we're gonna call her KEIA Mac. She's KEIA McSwain. What's up, KEIA? Welcome to Single in the City. How are you?
I'm grateful to be here. Thank you for having me. I am a native of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, living here in Denver, Colorado. I am an interior designer and president of the nonprofit Black Interior Designers Network. And I, too, am a graduate of an HBCU, Tougaloo College in Tougaloo, Mississippi.
All right. Well, I'm glad to have you. And lastly, we have a person who's been with us on Single in the City before. She's a native Floridian, and we're excited to have her with us, DEIDRA Williams. Shan, what's up? Welcome back. Tell us about yourself.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I am DEIDRA. I go by DEIDRA. I am a Florida native, graduate of the Florida A&M University. I currently live here, been here about 6 years now, and I am single, just had a birthday, just turned 33, and I'm single in Atlanta.
Great. Well, great. Well, welcome all. KEIA Martin, KEIA Mack, and DEIDRA Williams. Welcome, ladies. Thank you for being on Single in the City with us today. Excited to have you. And so I didn't hear a lot of some of what you said. KEIA Martin, you said, I know you're from Mobile, Alabama, and you're a mother of 3, Spelman grad. I want to make sure I heard everything because I think I wasn't hearing you initially. So can you just tell us a little bit about yourself again, KEIA Martin?
Yes, so I originally graduated in 2008, moved back home for a little while, worked in some nonprofit sectors, mostly in ministry, doing marketing and communication, and then decided that I needed to get back to Atlanta, moved back here in 2018, and I currently work for the government, DeKalb County government.
Outstanding. Wow. This is going to be fun. Glad to have you all, and I can just feel what this conversation is going to be about already. Since this is the ladies edition, the producers gave me some questions to ask of each of you. So I'm going to follow what they've given me to ask. So don't shoot me. I'm just the host. I didn't come up with these questions. I'm just asking what they told me to ask. So please don't charge to me. I'm just doing what I'm told to do. The question that I was told to ask, one question was this. Number one, are you in a serious relationship? I want all of you to answer this question. And if not, are you ready for a serious relationship? And more specifically, are you ready for marriage? And if so, what qualifies you? What makes you think you're ready for marriage? So I'll start with you, KEIA Mack. If you're in a relationship, if you're not, if you're ready for one, if you're ready to be married, what qualifies you? What qualities do you have that you think makes you ready for a serious relationship or make you ready for marriage?
I am not in a relationship, and I would say that I'm ready to be married and share my life with someone while sharing theirs. And I hear that often, right? What makes you qualified to be a wife? Well, I think what qualifies me to be a wife is the same thing that qualifies a man to be a husband. And I feel whole and complete in my journey and discovery and who I am and leaning on the Lord to lead me. But I guess the question for me is more so about what qualifies a man to be a husband to make me want to submit and follow him. You see how I switched it up on you?
I could just hear that, I just hear snarkiness and attitude all in your response. And I prefaced it by saying, I just asked the question the producer gave me. And I just, you just flipping on me like I came with these questions. But it's all good. I mean, I get it. I hear, it's all, if a man was on here, I had to ask him the same question. So I understand. You're going to throw it back on them, but that's cool. I respect your answer. Maybe it wasn't a good question, but thanks for your answer. DEIDRA, what about you? Are you in a serious relationship? If not, if you think you're ready, why are you ready? And if you're ready for marriage, why do you think you're ready for marriage? Same question.
Well, actually, I'm not in a serious relationship. My dad just asked me this question right before my birthday. He's like, "Oh, what happened to your boyfriend?" I'm like, "I don't have a boyfriend." Like, "Oh, you're not gonna give me any grandkids?" I'm like, "Dad, I still have time." So, I'm not in a serious relationship, although I wish I was. I'm pretty sure God has heard my prayer by now. He knows, and I'm just like, "Come on, God, like the world about to end. Don't have me out here waiting this long." But I think I'm ready for a serious relationship first because I am, stable in my career. I am financially responsible. I have done the work in regards to, maybe going to therapy or just having, self-reflection and self-actualization of things that, people may have told me about myself, things like that. So I feel like I'm ready. I'm just waiting for God to let me know, hey, when he's ready for me to be in a relationship, because apparently he's not ready for me to be in a relationship right now. So, and in regards to marriage, I think that I am ready for marriage. I think the same tenets that I apply to being in a relationship will apply to me being in a marriage.
That's great. KEIA Martin, I want to ask you the same question. Are are you in a serious relationship? And if not, but you're ready, or you're ready to be married, what qualities do you have that makes you believe you're ready for something serious?
Okay, here we go. I'm doing this for the kids, KEIA Mac. Okay, so I am not in a serious relationship with someone else. I am taking the time to be in a serious relationship with myself. Um, I had my firstborn at 22, got pregnant at 21. It was my senior year of college. So I haven't really had the opportunity to I haven't had the opportunity to really know who KEIA was, and then continue to have children after that. And so I am taking this time right now to understand who I am. I do think I am on a journey to be ready to be a wife, but there's still some things I have to work on. I like to be right. I like to be independent. If you don't do it the way I want it done, I'll do it myself. And apparently that's not proper.
What's not necessarily a bad thing is the fact that you know who you are, and and I think it's interesting that Deidre raised that point, that doing some therapy, doing some self actualization, because that kind of brings me to the second question. I know we came out the gate swinging. I normally like to come out having fun with the questions before putting you in the fire like this. So please pardon me. But Deidre made a good point. It was a great segue to the second question, and that is, when you consider your previous relationships and the people that you may have dated, is there anything that somebody has said to you about you that maybe you didn't like at the time, but now you look at it and you realize that may have been some truth to it, and some things that maybe you need to work on because maybe you don't like it either? It's one thing if they say it and that's just their perception and they have this picture of you that's really not who you are. But has anybody said anything about you that's negative, perhaps, that could threaten a relationship that you've had to kind of work through with? So I guess I'm gonna start with you again on that, KEIA Mac. Anything anybody's ever said to you about you that you, in reflection afterwards, you said, you know what, could have been some truth to that, or maybe if one, or maybe two people have said the same thing. How do you handle that? Have you ever gone through that? If so, what do you do about that?
For me, I would definitely say an ex has shared with me how he felt about a couple of my characteristics. At the time, I wasn't sure whether to accept it as being spiteful and just wanting to uh, return some sort of a judgment. Then I thought later on that it could very well be true. And it was the fact that it takes very little for me to give up if it's not dealing with business or family, in terms of what I tolerate and what I won't tolerate.
What you're saying is he could have been trying to be spiteful because it messed up, or because you ended a relationship, so now he's gonna try to throw it back on you, like you threw that first question back on me. So maybe that's what he was trying to do, perhaps. And so,
Yeah,
but
that,
but
that he called
but
me
you,
out a long time before you did. Yeah, that's exactly it. But yeah, my ability is to, not really put forth the effort anymore. Even if I feel like, you have the ability to do better, but you don't give me better, that's it.
so let me ask you this question, KEIA Mac. It seems like you have a very low tolerance. Perhaps maybe I'm judging you wrong, but do you run from something if it's not feeling right? Are you patient, or if there's any sign of something that doesn't feel right, you're the first one to throw up deuces and you're out of there? Is that you, or maybe is my assessment incorrect?
I love your assessment of me. It's like like we grew up together or something. Absolutely. When I was younger and I didn't know what I wanted, and I was just trying to figure out what the man was, what his goal was, what his duty was, right? What his duty was to me. I had no idea. You know, I am 32 now. I know what I want. I know what I don't want. I know what I'll tolerate. Even on this journey, I've been through enough to know what's unacceptable. So I would credit a little bit of it towards having a low tolerance, and a lot of bit of it towards wisdom.
That's good. That's great. You know,
Mm-hmm.
your dad said something about you. Was your boyfriend? Um, maybe you had one earlier, or is there any boyfriend that said anything about you that you maybe didn't receive it at the beginning, but you look back on it and maybe something one or two people said about you, you found it to be true. Has it ever happened to you?
Yes, over time, like I haven't had a boyfriend. I let my dad talk to one boy and he just swear he was my boyfriend. I'm like, he's not my boyfriend, Dad. Just let you talk to him. But anywho, from what I've been hearing, because I always like to take like self-assessments, like once a relationship or once the situationships are ending, I just want to know, hey, what did I do, to like kind of like turn you off, or so I can know going forward what I don't need to do anymore, because I don't want to like potentially run off my husband. So I'm trying to like get better with every person that I meet. So sometimes I've heard some of the boys, they'll say, oh, well, some of the men, they'll say, oh, you weren't as feminine. Oh, you're too selfish. Or even some people say, it's not always about you. And it's like, I don't think it's about me, but maybe I do think it's about me. I don't know. I don't think it's about me. But I guess, like when you're single for so long, it's just like what KEIA was saying. Like if I ask somebody to do something for me and they can't do it, then it's like, okay, I'll do it myself. Like I don't have time to wait. I don't have time for this. Like I could just do it, because I automatically expect people to not fall through for me. So I'm automatically going to get it done anyway. So I think that's kind of like where I already kind of like doubt people. And then I'm trying to think what else. A lot of men have not liked me because I ask too many questions. Like I kind of like see through them. So like they can be telling me one thing and it's like, oh really? Oh, you don't talk to anybody else? Interesting. Oh, well, I don't really be on social media. Oh, this happened 5 minutes ago. So I find out and I ask the necessary questions or the truth, and they don't like because I ask the truth. And I think other women, they don't really like ask questions. They just kind of like be dormant. So, they can run all over them and tell them any type of things, but I'm here. I'm for the facts, and they don't like when I ask the facts. So
You
but the
gonna
main
bring
thing
the
I
girl
heard,
asking questions?
the reoccurring thing, I'm sorry to cut y'all past. The reoccurring thing was I heard I'm selfish. And it's like, well, I don't have any kids. I don't have anything. So maybe I do unconsciously, display selfish behavior because it's only me. But I wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Me
KEIA,
feel like that's right.
She was co-signing. She was just co-signing, Pastor.
I was so sorry when you the first time. I said, oh, you sound like me, honey. I thought it was just me.
Mm-hmm. No, you deserve that. Be selfish with you, because if you are not selfish with you, until God sends you a man that will tell you, you are my wife, and I will take you from here on out as such, you have to be selfish with you. Nobody will give you what you will give you.
That's great.
So true.
KEIA Martin, let me ask you that question. So people that you've been involved with, anybody that you've ever dated, they've ever said anything about you that was negative, and maybe you didn't take it seriously, but you look back at it later and said, hey, may have been some truth to that. Has it ever happened? If so, what?
I'm a know-it-all. I don't mind being a know-it-all, though. I enjoy learning. I enjoy having knowledge of different things. And pretty much once I hear it or read it, or, I don't mind investigating. Like Dee said, I'm going to get the facts. I've learned a long time ago not to take people for off surface value. So, period. And so I become a know-it-all, and I think there's a balance to it. There's a balance to, I've had a boyfriend who would call me for anything and everything. Babe, they said the Lakers won in '98. What? I don't know. I'm Googling just like you can Google, but he honored me being a know-it-all. But then I've had knuckleheads that was like, oh, you think you know it all. I can't tell you nothing. What I'm gonna talk for if you know it all. So it just really depends on the person that you're having a conversation with, and growth, and knowing who you are and how to be, I guess, mindful of others. being a know-it-all, so to speak. I guess it could come off condescending at times, and I'm working on that. I'm working on it.
You know, one of the reasons why I'm glad to ask this question is because we're developing our premarital counseling book for couples who get married, and one of the chapters deals with Genesis chapter 2, when God makes woman after making man. He takes the rib from Adam, takes it from Adam's side, Adam's rib, forms a woman from the rib, and then brings back to Adam the rib, right? And we looked at that from a psychological perspective, and just not just physical, but also psychological, how really God brings back to Adam the same thing that he just taken out of Adam. And the point that's in that book, the manual, is going to be Adam had to connect with a portion of himself because the rib came from him. And if that's and we know it's the case biblically, but the real question is, Adam had to be comfortable looking at something that looked like him. And the question that I guess I want to ask you, in light of what you just answered, is this: if you were married to you with your traits, the traits that you just mentioned, whether it be selfishness, know-it-all, or whatever they be, how would you handle yourself if those qualities you just mentioned were the qualities of the person that you were going to marry? Could you deal with that? Could you get that real, the piece of you back given to you? How would you deal with you in that particular context? So, KEIA, Mac, I'm gonna ask you that question. How would you deal with KEIA? The things about KEIA that may be positive, may not so be positive. KEIA, Mac, how would you deal with you?
I would be proud, Pastor. I would be proud. I mean, I would definitely, a proud reflection of my woman if I were that man. Now, of course, we think about fully understanding why women do some of the things they do, how to appreciate, a woman like KEIA who says she knows it all. I think what I've been taught over the years, from my aunts and my mom and my great aunts, is that men prefer somebody that won't ask no questions, that will, like DEIDRA said, just let you run all over them. I say I'm leaving the house, I'll be back in 4 days. You don't need to know where I'm going. I just be. I think why we are how we are, this generation today, is because we watched those sort of things happen to our grandparents and our great grandparents, where Papa stepped out and he did what he wanted and they took care of the kids and they didn't ask questions. Well, this ain't that today, because we are, making equivalent, if not more, to what you're making, and we will not be treated less than who God plucked us from Adam to be. Not only did he bring Adam a rib back, he brought Adam a woman back from that rib. A woman that gives birth to not only children but life, and whatever you give her, she's gonna multiply it. So I think, for me, it is important for me to keep that in my mind. And all days aren't good, but it's important for me to keep in mind that, yeah, I do want a husband and I would like to be married, but I want him to be right. I want him to be deserving of my love, because I will be everything that I am supposed to be to him. So you got to be a little hard. You got to be a know-it-all, KEIA. You got to make sure that he knows you and he's okay with you. And we good to go from there. So I feel like I answered plus some.
DEIDRA, you've been called selfish before. If you were married to somebody who had your qualities, that's what you said. How would you deal with that? How would you deal with you?
I'm trying to get a better understanding of what do they mean when they say selfish, because I just don't see it. But I feel like I would marry myself because I always go above and beyond, whether it be, for myself, being a team player in the office, for my family. I'm very dependable. When I am talking to somebody, you know, I probably do more than what other people do, and I still don't get a relationship. So I feel like I would marry me. I have my little moments sometimes. Yeah, I think I know it all sometimes too. Well, a lot of times. And yeah, you know, I don't want to listen. I think my biggest thing is not letting a man lead. Like I just recently experienced this. I was like somewhere and I asked the person in the store the question, and the person was like, "Oh, but I already told you it was there." And I was like, "Oh, okay, but I'm asking him, just doing my own thing." But I think how I would handle me is just let me be. Just let me have my moment. Let me ask the man the question because he work at the store. And you just keep it. I know you want to be the man. I know you want to feel like you know where it's at, but let me just ask the man. I would just let me be, have my little moment, and then that's just it. I would just let me be. I mean, it's two alpha people in this relationship, so you have to just deal with it.
So, but you would call
That's hard.
but you would call yourself a giver though, not just a taker.
I'm gonna give her sometimes. If I really like you, I'll be a giver because I can't be selfish and stingy with my money now. Nah,
You know what I mean?
you ain't gonna goop me.
Yeah. I mean,
But
I
if I
call
really
it,
like
I
you,
call it,
you ain't gonna goop
I
me
call
now.
that wisdom. Yeah. But it's not all, but in a relationship, it's not all about you.
It's not all about me because I be out here buying, like the last dude I was talking to, I bought him a gift for Christmas and he ain't buy me nothing, and we wasn't even together. But it's because I really liked him, and my friends was like, "Oh, why you buy him a gift? He ain't buy you nothing." I just wanted to buy him a gift because I just wanted to express that I like him a lot. So I'm selfish, yeah, but I can be giving when I want to be, like on my terms. And I think
I
maybe
love
that's
it.
could be really selfish, but
I, I love
or
it.
I think
I
people
love
get,
it.
you know, I feel like, oh, it's all about me or all about my way because, like, when I want to do something, I want to do it. And if I want to go somewhere, if we can't go there, then I don't want to do nothing else. I think that's kind of like how it comes off as, oh, you selfish and it's not all about you. So,
I got you.
but I
I
still
got you.
marry me. I'm gonna get it. They sleep.
All right. Kia
You
Martin.
proud, wouldn't you? You'd be proud.
Kia
Sleep
Martin
if you
asked you
want.
some
Okay, so
questions. So
my initial thought was I typically like to be the smarter person. That's not
interesting.
fair. It's not fair at all. I would marry me, but we would have to have some real deep conversations. I'd be like, "Kia," which I do honestly have deep conversations with myself. So I don't know. Don't tell nobody. Y'all take that out. Edit that. Anyways, I would like to have someone who can engage in conversations as deeply as I like to engage in conversations with a well-rounded perspective and open mind. Sometimes you get people who feel one way and one way only, and that's not typically me, which is why I don't think I'm truly a know-it-all. I If I know it, I know it, and I don't mind telling you I know it. But if I don't, I also don't mind saying, "Hey, I don't have the answer to that. However, I'm that person that's gonna go find the answer, or it's gonna worry me to death." So I guess it has its pros and cons. Just finding balance with that.
You know, you're all very insightful and magnetic personalities. It's a great conversation. I want to ask you one more conversation. I'm not even through half the questions. You know, y'all have to come back to finish part two because I'm not halfway through the questions. I'm out of my time already. But I want to ask you one more question, and hopefully this makes sense. So, Kia, Mac, you're 32. DJ, you're 33. And Kia Martin, you didn't say how old you were, but had your first child at
34.
32. Okay, so we got 32, 33, 34. So here's the last question I want to ask each of you. So when you look at yourselves as 19-year-olds, as 22-year-olds, 25-year-olds, 28-year-olds, and now 32, 33, 34, in terms of how you view, dating or the person that you were attracted to or your standards or your preferences, do you look at men the same way now in your 30s that you did in your 20s? If you had anything that were non-negotiables at 22, have you shifted anyway from 22 to 32? Are your standards or your preferences the same? Uh, and if they are the same, what are those qualities that you expect? And if they have changed, what has changed about your perception or the things that may turn you on, turn you off? So I'm gonna start with you, KEIA Mac. It's gonna be the last question. But y'all gotta promise me y'all gonna come back to finish part two. Y'all gotta give me another time because I didn't get through half the questions, and so y'all just gotta give me another chance to come back and do this again. All right. So I'm gonna start with you, KEIA Mac. So as a 33-year-old, 32-year-old, are you different in terms of your views or your desires or preferences of a man than you were at 22? And if so, yes. If not, what's changed?
Absolutely. Absolutely, I am. I think at 19, 22, I was young, wanting to have fun, wanting to figure out what it was I was supposed to be doing after college with my life. And so at that point in time, I was looking for not really a partner who could enlighten me and help me mentally and spiritually, but somebody that was there for me financially, who could help me get to where I was trying to get. Not really focused on someone to be a protector, not really focused on someone who was well-rounded, well-traveled, someone who invested, someone who owned property and not renting property. So as I grew and came into who I was, and began to know where I wanted life to shift or what I wanted life to look like, I began expecting that from my men. I know that it's rare for in 2020 for a man not to expect a woman to be able to provide what she expects. And so my taste and my desire in men has elevated for sure, for sure.
So you want more something more serious and more substantive now than you did in your 20s. So you want something more substantive.
Absolutely.
All right. DEIDRA, ask you the same question. DEIDRA as a 23-year-old versus DEIDRA as a 33-year-old. Are you different in terms of what you were looking for then and what you're looking for now? And if not, what has changed?
I think what I look for at 23 versus what I look for now has definitely changed. I know back at 23, I was in South Florida, so that's a whole different, arena. I was looking for, first round draft picks straight off to the lead. Back then, now I'm looking for first round draft picks straight out of the job field. So now it definitely has changed, but I know one of my strong non-negotiables back in the day was no kids. And now I just truly feel that God wants me to be a stepmother for whatever reason. So now I have become a little easier on the kid side. So, I'll take you if you have one child. I'm willing to be open to it. But, I think that's some of the main things that have changed about me as far as what I was looking for. Even now, now I'll take somebody who's not as attractive, because you got to look at how you want to be treated.
Oh
Ugly
Lord.
dude's gonna treat you. Ugly gonna treat you like you're the best thing ever. Two attractive
Or
people is gonna be kind of. We gonna have some tension. Both of us attractive, because both of us are gonna think us all. We both gonna think we all that. So I'm more willing to go on the side of somebody who's not as attractive, but he has a really good career. Because I gotta think at the betterment of my kids going forward when I get ready to have them. So that's how some of my views have changed, and what I look for is from 23 to 33. I look at the bigger picture now instead of looking at the small picture.
All right. Well, we'll ask you the same question, KEIA Martin. Are you different as a 34-year-old, 24-year-old?
Somewhat. I've always wanted someone who reminded me of my daddy or my brothers. I am the only baby girl of 3 older brothers, and I've always desired someone who, first and foremost, God first, family, could cook, didn't have to ask you certain things like car maintenance or taking trash out. I just was spoiled that way, where my brothers and my daddy, if I wanted it, I got it. I could talk back. No hands were put on me. So, slick, slick. My daddy said, ain't nobody gonna marry you with that slick mouth. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But my dad is an Omega man, a HBCU graduate. He worked all the time. I mean, my daddy loved to drink, but he didn't miss a day of work. Same with my brothers. They are family men who protect and provide. And that's what I've always looked for. What I did have in that 20 age range was I began to settle. Oh, there's not people my age who are willing to do this. I'll take what you got. And that was an error that I probably should have reviewed a little bit better. I should have thought twice. But I'm back. I bounced back.
Well, great. Listen, this has been incredible. I thank you so much. So insightful. I hate we got to close this. Y'all got to come back. Y'all got to promise me, producers, y'all come back and we do this again. This has been helpful. It's been inspiring. And a lot of people are watching it. And I just wish Godspeed on everything you're doing. As God's going to bless you and sustain you and just give you every desire of your heart. As y'all are strong women, and let them be intimidated. Let them be insecure. You be who God has made you to be, because you are doing it. And I'm proud. We're proud to have sisters who are strong like you. So thanks for sharing. You got to come back so we can finish this session. Hey, fam, we've been watching today with KEIA Martin, KEIA MCSWAIN, and DEIDRA Williams. They've blessed us from Atlanta, from Ellenwood, and Denver. We're going to have them on back real soon. I hope you've been inspired. If you're single in the city, keep God first. And always remember this: if you'll be good to God, God will be good to you. You've been watching Single in the City. Until next time, peace. Thank y'all, ladies. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
See you next